Sup?
Nothing.
Nothing is up. Well, I disagree, Dave, because today is the first of a several part series where we're doing little candid interviews with the boys. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming school year. Now, this past school year and even the year before, we haven't really set any concrete, structured, what some might call SMART goals. And so my goal in the conversation with Dave today and with the conversations with the other boys over the next several weeks is to lay out a plan for us to attempt to accomplish for the upcoming school semester. Translation, we're going to be setting goals, whether that's academic, like your schoolwork, behavioral, homework, maybe here at the house. So I've got a list of questions I want to go through with you and to be able to try and write something up that we can visualize and see, and in an attempt to have a more guided path when it comes to this next semester, and hoping we can accomplish some of the things that we come up with today. Do you have any questions right off the bat?
No.
No. Great. So if I were to ask you what is a goal, now I'm not talking about football and scoring, but a goal, how would you define what a goal is?
Things you want to do.
Things you want to do. Okay.
Oh.
And they could be in a lot of different areas. And so so that's what we're doing. Our goal today, see what I did there? Use the word goal is to come up with what we want this next semester of school year to look like. Are you ready? I'm gonna ask the questions, you're gonna give me answers, I'm gonna jot some things down, and then we're gonna have you write up the SMART goal so that we can have it as a visual reminder throughout this semester and hope that we can accomplish the things that we come up with today. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Great. First question. I got plenty. What are you most excited about for the new school year?
To go into 8th grade
Why?
because we do SBA project.
So in 8th grade they have more projects now than they did, because those are like end of the year. Yeah. Okay. So we got to focus on projects. And what about? So I'm most excited. I'm going to be selfish and say that I don't have to go to this second campus anymore. Main campus is a much easier drive, and so I'm excited about having things on main campus. Is there anything that you're a little nervous about?
To fail my testing.
Failing tests. So anything that's not just about the schoolwork that you're worried about, whether that's new environments, new teachers, new principal, new kids.
No.
That doesn't make you nervous at all? So just the tests alone. What about homework?
The homework too.
And why does homework make you nervous?
No, you know, make me nervous.
No? The only thing that makes you nervous is the test.
Maybe first day of school.
Yeah? Getting to finding all your classes, figuring out where you're supposed to be. I can understand. I remember. I don't miss it. On that note, last little part to introduce this situation. What is one thing you hope will be different this year from last year?
No more suspension.
Okay. So by having no more suspensions, that also means no more fighting. Assumably, right? So your one goal is to not get suspended this year. We can put that as a goal. No suspensions. I like that. Okay. If you could make one big improvement this year, what would it be?
To pass all of my tests.
To pass all of your tests or all of your classes?
Class.
I mean, we can set it either way. It's up to you. It's your goal. But do you think overall, is it more important to pass the class or more important to pass the test to you?
It is.
The test? Because if you pass the test, there's a good likelihood you're going to pass the classes, right? Okay. Why is that one thing that's important to you? Out of all the things that you could choose to work on, why are the tests most important to you?
So you can get good average result.
So the tests are a big part of your grade, right? And you normally haven't had a big deal or problem getting your homework done, and the tests have been something that has been a struggle. So one might say that because you know how important the tests are when it comes to your overall class average or your overall grade, that's why you want to focus on getting better on the test. Okay, improve the grade. And then how are we going to know by the end of the semester whether or not you accomplish this goal? What are we going to use to find out?
The report.
But do they give you back your tests when you're done taking them?
I think so.
Okay, so we could measure this by using completed tests. We could look at, obviously you're going to have to look at your grade report. Okay. All right, so let's get into actually ironing down how we're going to make this happen. So if you want to pass all of your tests, what's something that you're going to have to do?
Work harder and study. Do the homeworks, the projects.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's going to be important to ask questions when you don't understand?
Yes.
Because one thing I know we struggled with all of you guys, not only asking questions at school, but coming home and saying, hey, this is one thing we talked about in class I didn't really understand. Could you help? Because that's been a struggle, trying to figure out what it is that you actually are struggling with. So it's going to be on you to be able to recognize when you have the classes each day, figuring out which area you might not be most confident in, and then coming home and saying, because what are you supposed to do when you come home every day from school?
Good evening.
Say good evening, that's a good start, but what about with your schoolwork? Can you say?
I show you the work them.
You're supposed to show us your work, and
Ask if me not understand.
well, you're supposed to show us the work, but you're also supposed to tell us what you learned, tell us what you talked about, tell us what the topics of the day were. And at that point in time, I think it'd be a good idea to mention which ones you want to focus on for the evening's homework, right? All right. Do you think you are going to be able to pass all of your tests?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what makes you think you're going to be able to do that? You can stop twirling your hair now, dude.
Feel some of my class then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel none of them again.
Right, but so because you failed them in the past, especially the tests, you've passed some classes, but also, even though you failed the test on those classes, what makes you think you're going to pass all the tests this time around? What are you going to be doing different?
Work harder.
What does that look like?
Study.
What does that look like? You guys know these words, and I'm not here to call you out, but you know what the words work harder and study are. Those are the answers that people are looking for, but what does study mean?
Read. Do much.
I think a more appropriate definition, Dave, is that when you get the material in the school, you don't just leave it in your bag, tuck it away, put it on the shelf, and then don't revisit. To study means you look over what you wrote, because you write a lot, but there's a lot of times that you don't really understand fully what you're writing, and you look over the books. You got a lot of books now, and you look over the topics that they talk about in order to better understand, which may mean rereading some of those topics, which might mean doing some more research on your own, maybe watching videos on those topics to better help you understand. Okay? It's going to take a lot of initiative, a lot of drive from you that in the past maybe I haven't seen. So while I'm hopeful, my confidence is only going to be able to be improved by seeing how you handle when these classes come up. Because I don't want to be the one harping on you saying, hey, you're supposed to do this, hey, you're supposed to do that. That has to come from you, dude. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So why pass the test for school? Why do well in school? How is that going to help you later on in life? Like, what's the point? Do you think?
They get jobs.
It's going to help you get a job. What are you learning besides just the academics by going to school? Like, let's explore that. Because in my mind, you're learning there's a place you got to be at a certain time. You're learning to get up, to get your uniform ready, which you're supposed to be ironing on your own this year, right? You're going to learn that one too, which you did a good job with your shirt the other day. But you're learning responsibility because you're supposed to go to school each day, and it's your job to get up, to get out of bed, to get the taxi, to get to the school. You're learning how to accomplish new things because, like, in a job, there's going to be things that come up that you don't know how to do. And in order to be able to learn those skills, you're going to have to be able to listen to the person that has the information. You're going to have to be able to remember certain steps in order to accomplish tasks. You're going to have to learn to get along with other people that maybe you wouldn't normally get along with, like your classmates, in order to complete projects. Just like when you go to work and you work with people that normally you wouldn't talk to or hang out with, but you still work with them. So you're learning communication skills. Yeah. Okay. So when are we going to check and see how you're doing? How are we going to update ourselves and everybody on your progress? How do you want to do that? We got a couple options. Do you want to, after you get a test, actually bring it home and show everybody what your test is? Or once you find out the results? And I'm not saying you two, I'm saying us as well. Do you want to just wait until the end of the semester? How do you want to?
When we get the test results.
You're gonna come home and we'll talk about it. Okay, and you'll stop twirling your hair for the second time that I asked you to. And you're gonna have to get a haircut because school's coming. We're gonna see how that one goes. So, is there anything you could do now before school starts in order to be able to prepare yourself for accomplishing this goal of passing the tests?
We do work.
What kind of work?
Paperwork.
You could do paperwork. Well, Dave, you have all your books right now. All of your books for the entire year right now. Have you opened any of them and looked at any of them?
Nope.
Do you think, because we have a few weeks before school starts, it might be a good idea to take a gander, even if it's just looking at the pictures, to start looking at what are some of the topics that are going to be brought up? What are some of the things that you're going to be discussing and or learning? They give you all the books ahead of time. Thank you, puppy. Is that something you could do?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What could you do? Let's hear it in your words.
Looking at a book.
For what?
See what it talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so we can preview your coursework or your topics by looking at the books you already have right now. Who are some people in your life that can help you stay on track for this goal? Who can help you achieve this goal of passing all your tests?
You and Sona?
Okay, so parents. Who else?
God.
You might have to start praying early, dude. I hear ya. Who else? Who are the people that give you the assignment to begin with?
Oh, the teachers.
Yeah, the teachers, Dave. If you have questions and you need help and you need to understand, you need to be able to speak up for yourself. We call that advocate. You need to let them know how things are going because they have a lot of students, and if you don't tell them what you're struggling with, how are they going to know until the test has already arrived, and then by that time it's too late. So if you pass all of your tests and you pass all of your classes, how can we celebrate achieving that goal? What is something we could do in order to reward you for achieving the goal that you set for yourself?
Go to Margaritaville or Mystic Mountain.
Okay, so we could have an outing. Maybe Margaritaville.
Or one cake.
A cake. A celebratory cake for goal achievement. I like that. We could even make it ourselves. Or not, we'll see. Margaritaville, Mystic, we'll see what the budget has in it by that time. Definitely must be cake. Cool. All right. Last bit, promise, and then we're done. At the end of the school year, if we had to make a title for this follow-up episode, what would you like the title to be? What do you envision that title to be? Dave, what?
Dave's school term.
Dave's school term. Well, see, that's an interesting title, Dave, because that leaves it ambiguous, which means people aren't going to know whether or not you passed all of your tests based on the title. So do you want to keep it open-ended? That way it's a suspenseful, we'll find out, click and watch, or, which is, clickbaity, but, YouTube. Maybe it's a bit more of a successful, like Dave triumphs, Dave conquers all tests, Dave succeeds in accomplishing his goal, Dave rocks, tests 0, Dave 1, or just Dave's school term.
Dave's school term.
Fair enough. All right, if you could sum up your goal in just one word, what word would you use?
Success.
Success. Last but not least, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you right now sitting here by December or January, depending upon when we get the report, you are going to be able to sit back in that chair and say, I did it. Scale from 1 to 10.
Think 9 out of 10.
A 9? Okay. I like the confidence, Dave. I like that you're being realistic and knowing that, I would, if you were to ask me my confidence, and I'm just going to be honest with you, and I don't want to bring you down at all, I'm going to go with a 6. I'm going to put myself at a 6. I'm going to put you at a 9. Why do you think I'm giving my confidence level a 6?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to explain. So, I know we've talked in the past about things that you wanted to accomplish when it came to your academics. And we've fallen short a little bit, a few times. And so that's why my confidence is a little down. But you know what? I'm going to change it to a 7. I'm going to go with a 7. Okay, I want to be hopeful. I like that you're a 9. I'll meet you at 7. That by the end of this semester, Dave is going to pass all of his tests and subsequently pass all of his classes. Any questions?
No.
Final word?
Goodbye.
Toodles. We'll see what happens.